We're live.
Hey guys, welcome to the virtual Knife Academy. Here we are. We're kind of live, right?
No, we're live.
Yeah.
Live.
I found it on Facebook. We're good.
I'm looking for it.
Yeah.
I hear an echo.
Nick and I are up top this time.
All right. Hey, we got one watcher so far. We must be doing really, really good.
Are you on my right or my left, Sam?
Actually, Sam's directly above you. Except on the Facebook where he's not. Right on. Well, hey guys, welcome those of you that are here today. Oh, look, Ryan's on. What's up, Flatlander? Good to see you. Hope you and Michelle are having a great day. A great Friday. Yeah. As you can see, I'm out in the woods with a bunch of trucks behind me. Sam. I went the wrong way, didn't I? See, I was looking at Facebook. Yeah. There you go. Everyone else is at the shop. I'm out in the woods. Yeah, that's what it is. You're lucky. I would take that down. I just can't figure out how. No. Good deal.
Okay. No.
So what's going on? Scott, you there?
I'm in. Tune in. Hello? Hello. I got it.
Oh, wait, you don't have your tinfoil hat on, bud.
Oh. Is that good?
That's much better, yeah. No. All right. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's been a long time since I saw you, like 2 Fridays ago.
Right.
Yeah.
You've been in the woods that long.
Wow.
I hope you're about water and tuna fish.
Must be stuck somewhere.
So for all of you guys wondering out there, we are back in the shop, thank goodness, as of May 4th. I think it was our we're excited about that, and we are just going through the shop. And since there's only a few of us right now working, doing the social distancing stuff, we've changed the shop around a little bit. We'll maybe do a little walkthrough. I think, Nick, are you portable enough to do a walkthrough?
I'm attached to the battery right now. My phone was low on
so
power.
Nick walkthrough. I guess I'll have to do
hold on. I can flip you around. I'll do it this way because it's still
Nick,
very
you're
much
making me
a work
dizzy.
in progress. Hold on. Maybe.
A lot of movement going on.
Is it not flipping? There we go. Did it flip?
Nope.
No.
Oh,
now you're gone.
Completely gone now.
Hold on. Wait for it. There we go. And spin.
Still see you. Yay.
Here, look that way. There you go.
Oh, that was so easy to see and understand.
Go back.
Yay.
Beautiful,
there
beautiful.
You go.
All right,
All right.
Mike is giving me text messages that I have to put my headphones in. Bear with me. Scott, take over. I'll be right back.
Hi, Captain. Okay, the shop might look just a little messy because we are rearranging stuff today. It is a special day in the shop, so we are moving belts around, moving equipment around. I was in the midst of fixing my high-speed buffer, and then we're going to shoot a video. Okay. So, all is well, even though it might look a little crazy.
Yeah, as Scott's saying, we're doing
Back.
we're doing some changes, and yeah, I think it's good to go. Mike, you know what I think that is?
What's that?
My door's open. I'm gonna have to go shut my door. Be right back.
Oh, I thought it was the echo from the trees.
It's him yelling against the mountainside.
Bouncing off the grill of the Jeep.
Yeah.
There, I had to close those trees because they were getting a vibration.
Good thinking.
Yeah. I feel like I'm the only guy in the woods today, but that's okay. Hey, we last week we did a complete knife from rough end on, and today I think we have a special treat. We're going to actually do a knife from pre-grind through grind today, just to show you guys what's going on for that. So Sammy's got some stuff set up. We'll get out there and do that a little bit later. But in the meantime, what's it like to be back in the shop? Who's going to go first, Mike?
I guess I am. I'm excited to get back. I was getting tired of sitting around watching TV and eating bonbons.
What's a
Bonbons.
bonbon?
What is a bonbon
It's a
exactly?
They're little ice cream treats that are dipped in
Little-
chocolate.
Hmm.
Oh, you should bring us some.
Okay.
I don't hate
Charleston
that.
Chew.
Oh, those two. I like those.
Oh.
Those are good.
Speaking of ice cream, Elaine went and got the other day up here at the little Rough Creek thing an ice cream sandwich. Sam, you want to take it from here? Just to say, it's probably in
See, I don't want to
It's-
talk about it too much because then I'll have to go get one. So I'll let you talk.
this. I
They
think
were
who made
delicious.
was it a Hershey's?
I don't know what it was. It was
I think it was a
good.
Hershey. But the chocolate chip cookies on these, top and bottom, it was about that thick.
No, it wasn't.
Were so soft. It wasn't.
I can't see.
How soft was it?
No, but I mean, it was like a soft cookie. You know how sometimes.
Evidently, like the Snuggie Bear sauce.
Yeah. Well, wait. The ratio.
It was like eating a
Wait.
cloud.
The ratio between the cookie and the ice cream, spot on. Am I right?
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
cookies
they
were
were
so
so
good
good.
and soft.
Uh-huh. Top 5 store-bought ice cream. Had to be in top 5. Store-bought, yummy thing.
Gas station ice cream.
Right.
Gas station ice cream. That's like gas station sushi. It's a must. Yeah. You want to get
But
that?
nobody got sick.
No. But anyway,
Oh.
I'm sorry. I got kind of off track there. I got excited. So Mike was eating bonbons. He's happy to be back. Nick, you're next. How happy are you?
Pretty happy, especially with some of the changes we've made. It's pretty exciting. We've been able to streamline the shop a little bit, and I think it's going to be a very good thing.
More importantly,
Yeah.
we got Scott to get rid of his mountain of stuff under his workbench.
Oh, man.
I'm not gonna go there.
Let me
Very
just say,
upset.
for those of you who are Pout House members,
Look,
keep on-
I'm actually sitting out by the stuff that came out from under
Stop
his
touching my
bench.
stuff. Stop
Wait,
touching my stuff.
let's take a tour.
Stop touching my stuff.
we found some stuff.
Look at all this stuff.
We found some stuff in
That's a
drawers.
further.
So Pout House
Stop,
members.
quit knocking my stuff over.
Oh, that was a lot
Hey,
of
was-
noise.
I know that was really noisy. Was that an antique pipe hawk?
I don't know what that was. If it was an antique or a modern reproduction or
Yeah.
something that Scott picked up on the highway somewhere. There's also this nice micarta machete.
Stop touching my stuff.
You shouldn't have left it out there to be touched.
Hey,
So
if
we-
anyone needs any Rust-Oleum paint, Scott's
That's
got
mine.
a store
Those are mine.
worth of it here.
Yeah.
Stop touching my
How many
stuff.
trucks ago was that?
It's
I have
khaki
to
paint.
paint the
Does that
Jeep
tell
with
you
it.
anything?
The last time he bought the
Okay.
Jeep, bought a Jeep.
All my vehicles are khaki, eventually.
Eventually, they all get.
You don't keep them long enough anymore.
You know, you haven't tiger striped one in a while.
Ooh, that's time.
Might be on the
Hashtag
list.
Overleased tiger stripe.
Got it.
Right on. So, yeah, Nick's happy to be back. And like you said, some of the changes that we've made, we'll walk through in a little bit, but it's basically workflow. We were looking for some efficiency in workflow, and we had a perfect opportunity. Everything was quiet. Hear the birds in the background? I mean, it's just like it's quiet here.
You're outside.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's a good point. I forgot about me being beside my Jeep outside. Sammy, how happy you be back? Or how happy?
Well, you
Good to
know,
be
it's
back.
really cutting into my watching TV and hanging out with the dogs. But I am glad to be back at work. I was getting tired of sitting around doing nothing. Been nice.
Agreed.
And I've got a bunch of stuff done to the truck, too. We've had a productive few weeks here with work and with outside of work things.
Oh, I totally agree. Right on.
Dig it.
Scott, how happy are you
Yes.
to be back?
Good, except I had to move all my stuff.
By move, you mean move into the trash can.
Just be glad that we
Listen.
let you move it.
Listen, I am an accumulator, not a hoarder.
No,
An
you're a
accumulator of supplies.
A hoarder.
It's from all
Hoarder.
my. We'd be quiet. It's my years of being a mechanic. Now listen, when you are a bicycle mechanic, you have to have spare parts. Shut up, Nick. On hand for when a racer dude comes in, like my brake doesn't work, and I need the thing with the thing, and I probably had it. So
Yeah,
Okay.
but see, if you didn't, you could sell him a new bike.
Some of you guys may
no,
get this because you're probably very much like this. But I'm looking around the other day and I'm finding empty WD-40 cans
Those were
stacked
not
because
mine.
someday we may use them. For what?
those were
Why?
not mine.
Hey, I
Huh?
used one of those just the other day.
In all fairness, Sam did just use one of those.
I know. I'm the guy who cut it for him so he could use it.
There you go. See?
I was laying under the truck catching the fluid with my hands.
So anyway,
That sounds
does
efficient.
happen. Yeah,
You're
but we
supposed to
are
use your
excited
mouth.
to get back. We got the workflow thing happening, so that's kind of cool. We got that going on. Let me think. What else? What do we got going on this week? We had some dealer stuff going out, some customer-based stuff going out this week. We had a lot going on.
GP mediums going out.
Oh, wait a minute. If you are in the pout house, you will be looking at this today.
Oh, right. Got an I'm in going on, right?
Yes, this is an I'm in. It is a hand-cut Frontier Valley with the Tiffany scales and mosaic pins. I don't know if you can see that, but real tiny pins.
Nice.
Nice little EDC knife for the pout house guys. Up for grabs. I'm going to draw a name at 3:15.
I'm digging on that color. It's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real.
I think it looks good in the black sheath.
Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. So the black sheet going with it, that looks really, really good. Excellent.
Yep.
Mikey, what's happening in the build area? What do you got going on back here this week?
Mainly just rearranging and getting used to the new setup and kind of fine-tuning some stuff.
Good deal. Sammy, how's things on the steel side of stuff?
Everything's still the same. We haven't destroyed my area yet with remodel.
Oh,
No whistling.
That's still good. But Mike did come into the Kydex room and start changing things, hopefully for the better.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see how that goes next time.
I think for the better. Yeah.
We shall see.
We will. Nick, how's things on the finishing end? You guys?
Yeah, good. If you've ever been to the shop, you know that things were kind of a little bit here, a little bit there. We had sort of a flow
LT, turn it
before,
down.
but now things are much more in line. So the finish area is all up by the front door now. So hopefully it makes things a little bit easier to go down the line, kind of.
Right on.
It does in the sharpening area. We streamlined that a little bit.
Yep.
Sharpening is as
A lot
if it
less
could get
traffic
any
jams
faster.
in the shop.
Well,
now
you
we have
guys.
sharpening down to 8 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say, how many knives got sharpened yesterday? Just yesterday.
612.
Oh, see, I thought it was 14, but
I mean,
Pretty sure it was 100.
yeah, I'm thinking 100, but still 100, for a day, yeah, it's pretty good.
yeah.
So yeah, I'd say streamlined. A lot of less walking between machines, I think, too, right?
Nick, put that down. Nick, stop touching my stuff.
But you're supposed
Set it
to
down.
use these.
Set it down.
It's in storage.
Oh, it's in storage on the kitchen
That's right.
table.
It's
Yeah.
accruing value.
So things on the things on my end got changed around a bit too, and I actually I think the flow is working out real good for us too. Nick and I are a little closer together, so I don't have to yell as loud. Now I can get his attention quicker by a hand wave.
There you go.
So that all works. So what we thought we would do today, guys, is get set and show you a rough grind run through. We think that's going to be interesting. I'll do some narrating while Sammy grinds. So we're going to get ready to go out there. Mikey, we have any questions before I kick into that portion of the show?
Scott wants to know if we're ever going to put the folding knife into production.
Scott, why didn't you just ask us?
I know, I'm right here, bud.
Nick, I'm sorry. I like mine so much. I want
A different
red
Scott.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes, we probably will, but if I don't think it'll be in production in the way of like thousands of units. I think it'll be in production on a very short run, now and then basis. Nick and I have discussed plans, and we do have projects laying out in front of us. One of the main things, I really like the one. I have mine. Let me just wait.
What do you got?
I am a huge fan of this knife. I have been carrying this a year and a half, I would think now. Is that about right? And I do this a lot. You can ask the guys. This is all they hear in the meetings.
Whether it's annoying or not.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
There's no not about it.
It is a nice little piece. We did these with D2, And it sharpens up real nice, and it holds a real nice edge. This is kind of more like a gentleman's folder, and yes, we are going to make some more of these. Now, after the first, 16, Nick? Is that what we did?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So after those, we made a few changes, and they're just good changes to make the production of them a little bit easier on our end. And we have the prototype done. I think it's partially G10 and partially steel, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
It's all steel now.
Oh, did it get all steeled out? Okay, because originally
And
we were
it's
kind of
heat treated and ready, yeah. Just
Yeah.
needs some scales on it.
So we're moving that way with another liner lock. We do have some ideas for lockbacks. We also have some ideas and we have the prototype done for the slip. I think so.
Not yet.
Partially. I think it's
Partly, yeah.
partly done. So we do have a slip joint that we're working with as well. So we are going to get these up and running. So production wise, at least on the scale that we plan to do something right now, I would say that it's going to be short run stuff would probably make the most sense. We'll probably make 10 or 15, then sell them, and then make another 10 or 15. At least at this time. Would you guys agree with that?
Probably. Yep.
Yeah. Still some fine tuning stuff to go.
Yeah.
Just all the way around. Just want to do we're excited about it. So looking forward to that. So, all right. Mikey, are we good to go?
Yep.
Or are you, Sam, are you about ready?
Yep.
Okay, so guys, you entertain while Sam and I get set up. I'm going to take, and I have to go mobile on, I believe, his iPad. Right, Sam?
Yep.
So I will get that taken care of. We are going to get set up to where we can show you how we do some rough grinding. And I'll be right back.
Ready to go.
We made them disappear.
Look, we're back in the woods with the Jeeps. And
It looks like a
Toyotas.
screensaver.
That's right, I was in the woods. I forgot.
Quit. Just trying to get in on my photo here.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, boss.
They.
Okay.
No.
All right.
We're
Am I
getting ready
filming?
for
There
Sam
we go.
to switch over and start grinding.
All right, I don't have my earphones in, so Mike, talk loud.
All
Okay, so
right.
we are going to set up, and let me just get that all the way volume. There we go. Set up on, this is the grinder you're starting with? No, this is the grinder you're starting with? Okay, he's going to set up, and we have got our table and everything set up. Now, for those of you that are wondering how we do rough grind, we have a system.
So that's some good feedback right
Yeah,
there.
that's awesome feedback.
Wait for it.
Sorry,
And
folks.
we fixed it. It was the fan.
Oh, shut
We
the
have a
fan off.
system
Yeah.
that we designed to use for our tables a long time ago, and this is basically it. So this allows any one of us to jump on a grinder and grind. So Sam is going to set up. Basically, let's set them side by side. We're going to do a Maverick Scout for you. You can see kind of the finished one laying there. This is what we're going to shoot for as an end result. So the first thing you're going to do is tail it. Now tailing means he's going to take this and do a 36 grit here, and then he's going to profile it. So let's go ahead and let him set up. And everyone
There he
get an
is.
opportunity to take a look. Go ahead whenever you're ready, bud. So we use a 36 grit belt when we're doing this kind of stuff. This allows us to quickly get what we need. Notice that he's using a block to keep everything nice and square. And what we're doing is we're getting all the burrs off of them. Can you guys hear me through my mask?
No.
Not real good. Take your mask off.
Can you hear me better now?
Not
No.
much.
Okay, Nay?
No.
Well, I know there's a lot of grinder noise, but I don't know. Okay. No, I was talking to them. See, Sam Post, man. Okay, so that is how we tail something. I'm going to do the best. I know it's going to be a little bit noisy. Mike, where's the microphone on this thing?
There's one on both sides.
All right, well, I'm just talking right into it, so I'm doing the best I can.
All right, ready? Go ahead and profile, bud. So now after we get them tailed, what we call tailing, get them flat ready for scale, so he's going to profile. And what profiling does, he's going to get the edge all nice and straightened up with a 36 grit so we can scribe it. Go ahead, bud.
So when he talks about profiling, he's actually talking about the shape of the knife, the whole outline of it.
Okay.
In particular, it's the blade,
He's got that all set
where
up.
the
Now
cutting
we're
edge
gonna
will be
go
and the
over
spine.
to our scribe. He's going to throw the scribe on it. Let's walk around. Now this is a scribing machine, and as technically advanced as we are, we use an old drill bit. Let me find it. There it is. An old drill bit that we have in a vise that I bought years and years ago. This thing, years and years ago, from a company called Bevel Knife Supply, who's no longer in business. So what he does, he's going to scribe it twice. And we scribe both directions. This way we have exact center no matter what is going on. If that is out of line, we'll have an exact center every time. Now, try to hold that in such a way. Okay, you just stay still. Where's the knife at? Oh, there it is. Okay, and now he has the scribe. He's ready to go. Okay, next thing. Moving on to the stamp machine. So this stamp machine is exactly what you think. It's a bearing press. We've got it slightly modified to where we can drop our stamp right into it. So what Sam is doing is he's getting it, and we have some patterns that we work with and some places where we know that stamp will be. So he's getting that ready, and I'm getting in a position where I can see him stamping for you. So we get that put in place. Hydraulic pressure down. How many pounds exactly, Scott, does he use?
How many pounds?
Yeah.
3 pumps. There's no
So
cage
you
on
can't
there.
pull down anymore.
Okay, what is it in kilos?
Oh, 6.
All right,
I have
so
no
there is the stamp. You guys can see that stamped in. Good to go. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the back bump of that stamp off. So anything that gets put on with pressure, the steel has to move somewhere. Well, this is moved to the back side of that and squashed against the plate. So we're going to quickly hit both sides with a 120. And what that's going to do is get our flat in the position that we want as we go. So again, get it set up, drop his 120 on. And squaring the stick for this machine. Pulling out. Now he's going to clean this until it's relatively. And once he gets to that place, what we're going to adjust the machine, adjust the speed. And again, it's going to work on the other side now. So we do pull right and left on this particular operation. We do edge up. Really, really well. Okay, and it is done and ready to go. Got it?
Very good.
Okay, now he's going to drop the steel coat on the back side. And we do that by hand. So now remember, when we do this, we do more than one knife at a time. But just for demonstration purposes, Sam is going to drop one knife in. We actually do put the press right together, get it all set up, good to go, and he finds a spot. And quickly steel coat. There it is. And now he is ready to rough grind. So let's get set up. Huh? Okay, I'm sorry. He's going to hit the 120. He's going to take the stamp and the steel coat bump, right? Yep. So he's going to clean it up one final time. Okay, lay it right there on the. Okay, so now here is your opportunity, guys. This knife is ready to grind. It has been scribed. It's 120. It's got the stamp. The tail's been 36. Flip it over. On the back side, you can see it is ready to go. Got the steel coat on, and we are ready. So now we're going to get set up to grind. Now what he's doing now is setting a stop for his first grit, second grit, and third grit. Can we see that? Lay it up on here. There you go. See those lines? The first one will be 36, 80, then 120. So those are his 3 stops. Now we do that at different distances to keep the scratch lines out of stuff. Okay, so now he's getting set up. And this is our steady rest system that we designed years and years ago. Back in the blind horse days, it got designed. And this is how we use it. We set the platen to the degree that we want to grind at. Now, this also allows us to do multiple grinds, multiple ways. And again, there's a million ways to grind a knife. This is just the way that we do it in here for production. We also do hand grind, 4 degrees. Okay, he's got this particular platen set at 4 degrees. And when you're wondering secondary and primary angle, or that is what we call the primary bevel, this 4 degrees. Okay, when you're ready. Sorry. See, I can't tell that. I can't hear that. I can
Hear
see
what?
Mike squinting, so I can tell. Okay. All right, here we go. So now we're going to put the rough grind. So this is the 36 grit.
Man, that sounds really interesting on here. I can't hear LT at all. I don't know about you guys.
I'm sure no one else can either. Is our audio up, Mike?
Yes.
On
So
Facebook?
what he's doing there is grinding in that primary bevel, like LT was saying. I believe he said it was about a 3-degree angle, which would be correct for that knife in a full flat grind. This is where the center lines and the scribe lines that he mentioned come into play. That helps you grind the knife to center properly, so you're not off to one side or the other, making sure the material comes off evenly.
Nick can attest to, and Scott as well, we do have certain number of passes that we try to stay within. And the reason is you can get sidetracked and you can spend 30 minutes grinding the knife. Right, Nick? I mean, you can chase your tail all day long.
Sure, yeah.
You have to train yourself to get this done within so many grits. Sam likes to say I only let him pass 1 or 2 times on each side. That's false. He has 3 chances. Good.
Right.
There you go.
That's also for speed of production.
Mikey says, I don't have any headphones on, bud. Sorry. Okay. Go ahead. Sam, you got your headphones on? Turn your headphones off. There's no.
Hey, someone's calling to buy something.
Sorry. Go ahead. Do you want him to plug them in, Mike? Shake your head.
No.
No. Okay. Sorry, I don't know where it's coming from. I apologize for noise, guys. But okay, go ahead. Next grit. He is now on an 80 grit. So as you could see earlier, let me just see real quick.
LT.
Round down to the first.
I don't think you can hear us, bud. What do you need?
I was gonna just tell him to have you narrate.
Oh.
And again,
He's grinding the 80 grit belt now.
right in the pocket.
Taking out the 36 grit scratches, sliding the grind back a little closer to where the plunge line is going to be when it's finished.
We don't have any spray.
They're stepping through grits here just to get rid of deep scratches, basically. If you take the 36 grit and grind all the way back to where you want it, you now have no fudge room to make it look good with these slightly smoother belts. That's why we step it back 3 times. You see Sammy using that push stick there. This is on a machine and a jig, but there's
Okay,
a
we're gonna
lot of
try something
handwork
else.
to
You
it.
guys are gonna narrate.
We were. Next belt.
So this is going to be the 120. And now he's going to push the grind line all the way to the top and back into his final shoulder, and that'll be the portion of the blade closest to the handle. And what you're shooting for is a nice symmetrical shoulder on either side of that cutting edge.
If you see the steel changing colors because it's getting really hot, it doesn't matter at this point. It's not heat treated. You can heat that to all different kind of crazy colors. Not going to matter. Once we get the heat treated blanks back and we finish grind, that's when you have to be careful of the temperature. So as I was saying, there's jigs and whatnot involved, but that push stick is how Sammy puts the English on it. If you've ever shot pole, got to have the pressure in just such a spot. You can move that spot at will, of course, with changing the position of the push stick. Usually it's just kind of kept in the middle, but if he looks at that grind and says, "Oh, I need to grind a little bit more in this spot," he can move that push stick, of course.
Yep. So
No
what
big
he's
deal.
doing right now is checking side to side to make sure that the grind is terminating at the same spot on both sides, out towards the tip. There'll be a little bit of a flat section out there.
Can you guys hear me okay right now?
Yep.
Okay. Sammy, hold this for a second. Okay, so he has now successfully got it ground down. This color here this knife is not heat treated, so we're not worried about it right yet. He's going to get cleaned up in a minute. But what I wanted to talk to you about is you saw him doing this. What he's doing
Hold the knife higher.
at this point is not only centered, but that it comes out in the same place, that it stops in the same place. And here, that those shoulders are the same. So he's walked back all 3 lines, and now it's at the finish line. So now this knife is ready to be Scotch-Brite. Also, edge thickness is consistent from top to bottom all the way up through here. So those are the things that we're concerned with on the grind. I'm going to let him Scotch-Brite it, and then we will quickly show you the result. Okay, Sammy, go ahead.
So now Scotch-Brite, if you're not familiar with that, is the same material that a Scotch-Brite scrubby pad that you see in the dishwashing soap section of your grocery store. Same material, just these are in belt form. It's an abrasive. There's different grits of it, just like there are for the belts or any other sanding material, basically. Red is the equivalent of a 120 grit belt, and we use that preheat treat and actually post to give that steel the nice satin look that you see there.
Okay, so now you can see at this point, that knife is ready to be heat treated. We have gotten all the holes drilled, we've got the tail taken care of, we've Scotch-Brited, we've scribed it, it's got the stamp in, it's been through 3 layers of grind, and it is ready to go. And as you can see, it looks really good, and this is pre-heat treat. Now, after heat treat, Nick, I'm going to be walking back to the office with Sam, and Sam's got to go back to the Kydex room. So you take over. What would happen after this came, after you heat treated this, or we sent this off to heat treat? What would be the next step? And then I'll get back in the office with the earphones where my Jeep is and go from there.
Okay. So I think he wanted me to talk about the heat treat. So I believe
Yes.
if I saw the stamp right, that was A2. So I don't have the A2 recipe up in front of me right this second, but what I can tell you is if we were to heat treat that knife in-house, the next thing that would happen is we have kilns downstairs in the lower garage that we use for heat treating knives. We would set those up for the particular recipe, and the knife itself would be wrapped in a foil. It's a stainless steel foil. I think it's 9 mils thick, something like that. And the goal of that is to keep oxidation from happening when we heat treat it, because when you get up to a certain temperature, it can cause scaling on steel. So we would wrap it in a foil envelope that's folded in such a way that keeps it mostly airtight. We try to keep as much air out of the packet as possible. We'd run the knife through its hardening cycle, which means it would go in, come up to critical temperature, come out and be quenched. Well, for A2, that would be an air quench, so it would come out of the oven basically and either go onto a cooling rack or in between 2 aluminum plates, depending on what we're doing. Then after that, it's got to go in for tempers, and I think for what we do with A2, I believe has 2 tempers. Again, I don't recall the exact numbers off the top of my head, but it would go in for that, come out, get checked for straight, get bead blasted to give it a nice smooth finish, get rid of any color that happened during the heating process, and then over back to Sam actually for prep to build.
Yep, sounds good. I hope that was a good representation. If you guys got the opportunity to see what we were doing there, he did a pretty nice, clean job, relatively quick. And when we do most of our work, what we'll set up is we have the orders. Elaine will give us an order, and we'll get out there and we'll set them up. And whoever's grinding that day will be behind certain grinders, and we will tag team our way through it. Now, Scandies are very similar. Right, Sammy? I mean, the process is the same. Angles are different.
The process all the way through stamping is the same, but instead of going clear up to a 120 on the grind, we stop at a 36 before heat treat.
And then on the back side of that, what do you do?
They'll get hit again with a 36 and step through an 80, a 120, a 320, and depending on whether or not it's polished, it gets a couple more belts afterwards.
Okay. And Scott, lately you've been doing some of the flats and some of the sabers post heat treat. What kind of setup you're doing? That's a freehand job. That's
Correct.
all done by freehand. Okay.
Yeah, correct. This is the one and only time in a shop I get to use a brand new belt. So that's nice. All the sharpening's on a worn out belt. So when I was trying to do this at first on a worn out belt, Nick's like, nay, we get to use the new belts, Mike. Okay, how about that?
And then they send them over to your section after they.
But I don't sharpen.
I carry them over to Scooter then when I'm done. Yes, then he gets to sharpen with them.
Right.
That took me a little bit to get back in the swing of things. And yes, it is all freehand. It's not even with that jig. And no table. And then one day the table was on it because they were doing something else, and I was doing that freehand, but laying my hands on the table, and boy, what a difference that made.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to go slower, had way more control. It was much better.
Absolutely.
So that worked out.
So although that knife is ready for heat treat, it still has some tender loving care when it comes back, after we get it back from heat treat, whether Nick's doing it, gets it all straight, ready to go. Then whoever's doing it, one of us will take it and do the saber. Scott's been doing them lately. So there's still time put in the back end of it, and they will get all of that done, and then also Scotch Brite it again. Now, one of the reasons that some people are thinking like, hey, why do you Scotch Brite it ahead of time? Well, because we grind fast and hard, and we change the color of the steel before the heat treat. So one of the things Scotch Briting before heat treat does for us is, number one, we can see everything now. It's all one color. And it's easier to see if we have a big gouge or a pit that, because sometimes you get a piece of steel. I know we've all experienced it, and all of a sudden you grind through and there's like an inclusion somewhere on the inside or a weird looking spot. So it allows us to identify that stuff, but it also allows us to make sure that any burrs that may have been incorporated in the drilling or any other part, they're kind of all off of the knife. So when Nick stacks them together inside the foil before heat treat, they don't scratch themselves inside there, and then we get a gouge in the doggone knife when we get it back out, things like that. So there's some advantages to going ahead and hitting the Scotch Brite, because yes, you are doing it twice. We're doing it now. We're doing it back, but I think it's an advantage. You agree?
Hey, LT, that's the kind of love we put into these knives, all right? We double Scotch Brite everything.
Hashtag double Scotch Brite.
That's right.
Right on.
You are correct, though. Once you get a scratch, whether it's from the foil pack or whatever, and now it's heat treated, boy, that is a bear. You got to grind it out
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
almost start over
You
to a
can't
certain point.
now when the steel is pre-hardened, I think Nick, you've probably done this a million times, and Sam too. You can Scotch Brite scratches out for the most part because of the softer, the Rockwell.
Depends on how deep it is.
It depends, yeah, definitely. I would agree.
And a lot of times we have fine, just like Scott said, on the heat treated side. Boy, you just gotta set back on the grinder. As much as we hate to do it, it's like, yeah, put the 120 back on. Here we go. Gotta chase that out. So, yeah, Mikey.
Which
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, which I'm doing anyway before we build them, but a little bit more labor, a little more precise if there's a scratch in there, because you don't want to take too much material away. Of course.
Yes, and if we haven't used the stamp, we use the laser. So you have to have it Scotch Brite cleaned, good look over before it goes in the laser, because you surely don't laser a logo on. Then when you're cleaning it, find a scratch and have to go chase a scratch over a laser logo and things like that. So for sure. One of the things that we have to do is we should set up on one of our sessions and do a quick in-house heat treat doing torches, because I know we can't do an oven time, but at the same time, I think, Nick, maybe we could do a tour of the oven room, show them what we have, and you could have your book in front of you and maybe tell a couple of the recipes we go through.
Yeah, absolutely. And we could definitely heat treat some 01. That's one nice thing about that steel for those of you guys that are interested in trying knife making or just anything like that in general. 01 would be a very good steel to start with, and it's quick to heat treat.
Yeah. Would you guys on the other end, those of you who are watching, would you be interested in seeing us do some on-screen heat treat? If that's, we'll see what we get in.
That'll be cool.
I would too. I like it too.
Yeah.
There's fire, so yeah.
Yes.
I'll sure log on and watch.
Anyone who's come to the knife class, what do I tell everybody? When it catches fire, put it in the oil further.
Exactly. No doubt. So
we should do a laser. We should do a laser.
That's what I was going to say.
For that matter. Yeah.
Yeah, we should go ahead and demonstrate our laser work as well when we get a chance to. I don't know. We're gonna continue on as long as people are interested in tuning in and watching and seeing us do stuff. Again, we love answering your questions. I see Paul and Stan both are saying yes. All right, guys, we will do an on-screen heat treat for you, because that'll be fun. But as long as you guys are tuning in, we will continue to, do these things. And if you have something that you are curious about or want to see, drop us a line. Mikey will put it in the queue, because it's like, hey, I want to see you do a Kydex job on a neck rig or something. Whatever.
Hey, LT.
Yeah.
Do you have your portable coffee pot in the back of the Jeep? Because I think Nick needs some Java.
Nick.
Feeling a little tired. Today.
Quick, get out the Jeep Keurig and whip us some cappuccinos up.
I actually do have my jet boil in the Jeep right now.
Perfect.
So I can do it. I also have a hot pot here in the office there, bud.
Oh, okay.
Lemon ginger tea.
I'm gonna make a cup as soon as we're done myself, actually.
You're sure? Can you keep your eyes open that long?
Voila.
Is that frou-frou stuff?
No.
Really? No, seriously. Read it. What's it say? Oh, it is just regular. Original blend. I'll be darned. I would have been
putting 17 of these creamers in it too, but that's beside the point.
Yeah. That would save you if you just bought coffee flavored creamer and just poured that in a cup and warmed it up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Then you're done. You don't even have to have
hashtag fufu coffee.
Right.
They call that like a latte or something.
They just need coffee flavored milk for him.
Hey, I used to drink it black here and there when I was truck driving. I only do that if I have to.
I got so used to doing black coffee, loving it.
Yeah, you and Sam, crazy.
No, Sam drinks brown water. He does.
Well,
drink
now
black
in all
coffee
fairness,
with somebody
Sam
other
does
than
blame
my
his
father.
father for that.
He doesn't like his coffee strong for some reason.
See?
So he's a two heaping scoops of coffee for a 12-cup pot, and it just don't really work.
That's,
No matter how much water. Yeah. Okay.
There for a while, I was working him up to like 4 scoops, and then I
There
quit
you
drinking coffee for the summer, and it just went downhill.
Absolutely.
oh,
Hey, I see Dwayne was looking for an LTWK coffee mug. Is he thinking something like this? Whoops.
I don't know. It turned into the
There.
woods.
I know. Look at that, Dwayne. Yes,
How
we
about
have.
that?
And look, wait, the back size. Back to the grind. Yeah. Oh, wait, a key on the bottom.
Oh,
The
that's special
key.
powerhouse.
Yeah. This is LT's coffee. See? Those are kind of cool. Didn't we do a few of those?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, about
like
100
100.
on the laser.
Maybe it's that back when we first got the laser, we needed something for Scott to practice on. So we're like, yeah, why not coffee cups?
Some of the trial mugs are still on the shelf.
Yeah, we're
Nick,
not gonna
Sam,
talk
no,
about
no.
those.
They're
I-
little,
Yeah.
yeah, they're still usable for coffee, but
You
they
can
just
drink
look a
out.
little
Yeah,
weird.
if your name is 17 vowels and 3 consonants, we probably have a cup for you.
Shush.
Or if you like laser on laser on laser.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
One of them says Uncle Bob, Uncle Bob, Uncle Bob.
Yeah. I know.
Oh wait, you mean like this tester that Sal sent me and I was testing on.
See, that's the cup we let Scooter have. It's this recycled coffee.
Not on the bottom.
We're just gonna have to throw it out after he forgets to clean it anyway.
I was gonna say, didn't he have another cup that was on the desk? Something was growing in while you were gone?
Yeah.
For
Hey,
those
shush.
of you that don't
Telling
know,
all my secrets.
Scott's desk is a bit like what we were talking about earlier around his grinder. It just sort of collects stuff. And
This desk
sometimes
has
the
purpose.
stuff, it has mold on it.
No.
Or
Okay.
in it. Or around it.
The pothouse guys know when I take pictures of knives on this desk, they know where the knives are coming from. They're like, "Oh, Scooter posted a knife." So
They also know to
Don't
wash
you
it
worry,
before they use it to cut anything
Oh,
they're going to
shush.
eat.
they get cleaned.
Right on. So I see Dwayne is saying, I actually meant I wanted to see the heat treat process. I've been wanting to make knives for a long time, so I really enjoyed watching
Oh.
this. Well, Dwayne, we're glad to have you on board, man. Thank you very much. And once the world gets back into normalization, we do give classes, and you work on our machinery in here, and we are your instructors, the 5 of us. And we're glad to have you. And we have a Scandi class, we do a flat class. Matter of fact, Brother Stan, who's on here, who is a knife maker, came out and took our class. I think Gary Bruner came out. Gary's on here.
Joe
I know
Flowers.
Flatlander came out. Brian and Michelle.
And Michelle.
Yeah.
Yep.
They've taken
Joe
the
Flowers,
class.
too.
So, yeah. Joe, that's right. Joe's on here.
Joe
Hey,
Flowers
Joe.
was here, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have a lot of fun. We eat, talk.
Lots of school knives out there.
Yeah, and make some really cool knives. So if you are interested, Dwayne, definitely that's one of the things that you can come and do. I know Sammy makes it look easy. It's not quite that easy. Just a little harder.
He's a
than
professional.
Well, I've only done the 1 or 2.
Oh, Paul took
Getting
Paul
better.
took the class too.
Yeah, that's
And
right,
his-
Paul
and his
took it.
daughter.
that. Oh yeah, right. Him and
They
Michelle.
both took it.
Right on.
Yeah.
Paul
yeah,
and
Michelle
Michelle,
took
both
it.
of them did. They took the class. It was Sam probably grinds on average 100 knives a week, give or take.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So sometimes he does a really
Sometimes
nice.
it's more, sometimes it's less.
Sometimes it's less. That's right. Just like Scott, those 100 that Scott sharpened, Sam probably ground half of them ish, maybe. Nick and I jump in sometimes. Scott jumps in sometimes. But for the most part.
We just ground a bunch of knives the other day.
Yeah.
We did.
All those flat grinds we did.
Right on. Nick probably has finished finished all 100 this week.
No. I
did a
was
few.
fortunate. Scooter was in there helping me, and
Oh,
you guys
okay.
were on the roughing side, so no.
Yeah.
Well,
I meant the finish side finish, like the final grits and stuff. You and Scott were on that, and then he busted off and sharpened his butt
we
off.
tag
Yeah,
teamed
yeah.
that through
Yep,
at the end
yep.
there.
Take that theme, and then we got
There's
them all
no
clean.
faster sharpening than Nick and I tag teaming.
No, I agree that you guys are smoking.
Sharpening buddies unite.
I'm serious.
Go
We
Yeah,
can
one.
bust
we're
through
pretty
some
quick.
knives.
Yeah, we did those NRA knives at one time. Well, those few times we've zipped through a bunch of those.
So those of you who remember the cartoon Wonder Twins, this is what they look like when they grow up. Right there. Those guys.
Oh boy.
Except I have
One.
more hair.
Yeah.
Hey, ooh, hair's overrated.
Hey.
Show, Mike.
Yeah. Mikey, you got any questions before we cut out of here? We're getting close to 1 o'clock and we actually have to go get some work done today.
No,
we have
we answered everybody's questions so far.
Did we answer everything? Right on. Oh yeah, Brian said and dinner too. That's right. We usually go out and have a great dinner.
I like food. Where are we going?
Not now, Sam.
Oh.
You just finished lunch.
Well, it's 1 o'clock. He's ready for more.
My grandfather taught me, no matter when you've eaten, you can always eat. Yeah. That was just something to hold me over till I get to somewhere with something better.
Dwayne, we've had some people fly in from California, just so you know. I see that as a long drive for you, but we've had long distance knife.
Oh yeah, Kansas.
Folks show up.
Kansas is still only a 1-day drive. And guess what? Because you're coming from Kansas, you can bring us barbecue. Because Kansas is like, Kansas City barbecue and stuff, man. That's famous stuff right there. So I wouldn't hate that, Dwayne. Just saying.
Here you go.
Yeah, you have a good time. Come on out and
pick Gary up on your way through. He's in Decatur.
No, that's right. Gary's on the way by. Look,
There's some other guys.
Wonder Twins activate. He actually watched the cartoon. That's great.
Now we know how old you are. Oh, that's Joe. He's
Joe.
younger than us.
That is hilarious. Today was a great day. I know we didn't get to do the shop tour, the redo. We'll do that maybe next week when we're doing heat treat. We'll get a little because we were out there
2
doing
weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
2 weeks.
That's right. Remember, guys, we decided we were going to go to every other week for the Knife Academy. So just keep that in mind. So
Let's,
not next Friday, but Friday from here. Yeah.
Let's sharpen something too. I thought we were going to do it today, but we're running out of time. Let's sharpen something.
You know what?
next
Hey,
week,
Yeah,
too.
we can do that next week.
You guys can do it
Next
right.
time.
We got 10 minutes. You want to start?
Well, it only takes 30 seconds. So.
Oh wow! Now, okay, everyone out there,
Count.
start your timer. All right, Wonder Twins. Let's see what you got.
No, that's solo. When it's Nick and I, it's about 10 seconds.
Okay, Sammy.
Just kidding.
Sammy, can you take your iPad?
Here,
Sammy,
Sam.
go out and film Scott. Do a quick sharpening, and then we'll call it a day.
Okay.
Roger that. All right. As they get out of here and get ready to go, as you can see, I'm still in the woods.
I'll leave my headphones in this time.
Here, I'm gonna buff it for Scott. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off.
Okay. Oh, Mike, it's just you and I.
Yeah,
So how's
we're
the
used to
family?
that.
No, I'm still here.
How's the family, Mike?
They're good.
Okay. For those of you
Sophie's
who are
right down
still
there.
with us, and oh, that's good. Sophie down there. As you can see, they're walking through the shop. That stuff on the floor, that's just where they sharpen knives. That's the sharpening medium.
Look at all the paper all over the
Ready?
floor.
There you go. Focus in. Focus.
Sorry, I got sidetracked. Sure. I got to figure out how this camera thing works.
Sorry. So anyway, you tell them about that part. I'll tell them about this.
Sure.
Where's your face? Hold on.
Use my face in the video, Sam. All right, this is worn out 120 grit. I know a lot of people see on the internet that or some guys step through 13 different grits and take it up to 8,000 grit. And you can at home when you got one knife to sharpen. But we do 50 or 100, so you got to make it happen. You'll see that it gets nice and sharp. This is a worn out 120 grit, and you can see from the side here we have a platen, hard platen, and then we have a flexible portion. All right. So I will do the initial grind on this platen, and then I'll step up to this to get the concave part. We grind or sharpen everything edge up. This is next gen. What we're going to do today. Then it gets buffed on a hard buffer. And it gets buffed on the soft buffer. And then this last belt. Sorry, Nick.
That's okay. It's for tipping. So to make sure the tip of the knife is nice and sharp, we run it on here, and you'll see what I mean in just a minute.
Magic. You know we got to do this in 10 seconds.
Are you guys counting?
Count it all on.
Somebody needs,
Ready?
somebody needs to start timing.
Okay, as you guys are paying attention to this, you can see him turn his elbow out and pull down to get the tip of that knife. So instead of going directly straight across, he hands it off to Nick, who then will go edge down on the hard felt wheel. That's edge down, and then he will do final clean buff. The edge off, hand it to Scott. They will check it. Oh, Scott is killing the time. And there it is. That knife is sharp. Shaving hair sharp. It gets tipped. Now that is to put the tip back on, the point.
That'll start a fire steel now.
And it is done. Time. Very cool. And that's how quickly we can sharpen a knife.
Missed it. All right. I don't know how good you can see the bevel there. We consider that the secondary bevel.
You would hold still.
Oh, sorry.
There to go. Hold on. I am bad at this.
Well, your camera's over there.
Oh, well, that would help. I still can't see it, but.
There you go.
Ta-da. Yeah, you can see that on there. So that's about full speed on the sharpening, except we'd have a longer table here, and when I do the initial grind, I'll point it to one direction. Nick will do the buff, and then I'll jump over and do the spines and then on fire steel. Ta-da!
Right on. Thank you very much. And as they walk back, Mikey, I think another thing that we're going to have to set up and let you do a build so that everyone can see the build stuff too.
Yeah.
So so maybe next week, if I don't forget, you guys need to remind me.
You mean in 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks. See? Look at that. I already forgot we aren't doing it next week. Yeah, every other week. That way we can, we'll do a heat treat session and talk about heat treating stuff next time. And then again, I want to definitely do a section on building. I think that'll be a lot of fun as well.
I'm back. Did you miss me?
Oh, absolutely. Fantastic. And there's Scott. One to go.
Ta-da!
Nick hung up, so we're on our own.
Nick's not coming back.
Okay, Nick
Alrighty.
maybe isn't coming back. If he calls in, you're able to pick him up?
Sure.
Okay.
But he probably won't.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's going and doing stuff.
Okay. Well, hey guys, we
Probably.
literally enjoyed the whole day. We always have fun doing this stuff. We get a chance to cut up against each other, and it's lunchtime here. We're taking a relax. We're finishing out our week. It's project day at the shop. We finished up yesterday on our finish day. So like we've said all along, we're doing some projects, some specialty things that have to be done and get them out of our way. And then I got to get back in the woods because my Jeep's looking kind of tired over there by itself. So I think that's good to
You're
go.
not out of gas yet.
No, I'm surprised Sam's battery's not dead. Look at that.
He's got that
Headlights,
solar
they're
panel on
still-
the roof.
Yeah, this whole thing keeping everything.
He's trickle charging every moment of the day.
I didn't even think of that. Well, guys, don't forget to tune in 2 Fridays. We'll definitely do the Facebook bump and let everyone know that it's coming. And Scott, don't forget, Nick, don't forget because you're not listening, that
Right.
we plan on doing a heat treat thing for sure the next time we get.
Yes.
I think that'll be fun. Give them an opportunity to check that out. Okay.
And the tempering goes along with that.
Right on. Yeah,
You'll see that
I
it's
know.
very different looking to do with a torch set.
Yes.
So-
And that's one of the things, I always say the word heat treating in my mind.
And we're done.
Whoops, sorry.
And that's
I
it.
that today.
Yeah, that's the end of our lunch hour right there.
Was that real loud or just kind of loud?
Oh, it was.
It was in there.
It's like you're standing there.
Sorry.
It's like it's right beside you, Sam.
Was it a good echo?
Oh, that was good. Excellent. So that lets us know it's time to go. Guys, thanks for tuning in. By all means, check out what we have for sale on the website. And maybe in the future, maybe we'll even throw up a knife here and show you something really cool you could buy. But we have cool stuff on the website. Please support our dealers. Thank you for supporting us through this long shutdown area that we've all experienced. We hope that you guys are healthy and staying safe. And hopefully we can get together soon, do some knife classes, some Kydex classes, which we have coming up in June. We can get out camping. We can get out to
Just
some outdoor
July, but-
events. Blade Show in August, what, 7, 8, 9 of August. The Blade Show's been rescheduled, so we have that going on. So we have an interesting year ahead of us. All going to be good stuff. Thanks for being here, guys, and we will see you next time on the Virtual Knife Academy. Bye-bye, and God bless you.
See ya.
Hi.